Hello, I'm Haley, and this is Taya, and welcome to Haley and Taya Rip Up Supernatural and Start Over, and also talk about sometimes fuck, shit, a
No.
podcast.
Also known as HATRUSA if you say all the words in the correct order. And today we're talking about Season 2, Episode 3, Bloodlust. It originally aired on October 12th, 2006, and was written by Sarah Gamble.
And it was lame.
It shouldn't have been lame. This is another episode where it should not have been lame, and I feel like maybe the first time I watched it, I didn't think it was lame, but...
But now we're old and jaded, and it was lame. So, summary: Dean and Sam are back in the Impala, baby, which is fun because that's the name of the Impala, and also me saying that as like a fun word. Anyway, they're back in the Impala. The side of it's still a little fucked up, but that's okay. Dean's happy, and that's what matters. They're road tripping to Florida, I think, right? Yeah. They're road tripping to Florida because there's a bunch of dead cows happening, and he's like, there's something there for sure. And Sam's like, wow, you're happy. And Dean's like, he, he, he. And then they keep driving. They go to the police place. And there's a very fun looking man who's the police guy, the sheriff, if you will. And Dean and Sam are like, so, cattle mutilation, huh? And the sheriff's like, yeah, no, there's no such thing. You're not journalists. And Dean and Sam are like, yeah, we are. We work for this thing. And they both say two different things. So the guy's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, go away. And they're like, okay. They go in the morgue. They're like, okay, let's look at this body. Well, first they're like, they find this young doctor, and Dean like pranks him into walking away. But they find the body and they look at the head of the decapitated. Oh, by the way, in the beginning of the episode, a girl was running in the forest and then she got to get decapitated by somebody we didn't see. So they're in the morgue to look at this decapitated girl, and they look in the head's mouth. They look in her mouth, and what's this? A vampire fang? A retractable vampire fang? Uh-oh, we're dealing with vampires. Okay, so they go to a bar. They're in a bar because, of course, they are. They meet another hunter. His name's Gordon. He's like a little weird. We're like, oh, there's a weird vibe here. That he knew John, something, something. Oh, wait, before that, they bribed the bartender. Oh, wait, they don't meet him in the bar. They meet him outside the bar. But in the bar, they bribe the bartender to, like, tell them information, and they give him a $50 bill. They meet Gordon, talk about the vampire nest. Sam calls Ellen and is like, hey, do you know Gordon? And Ellen's like, Gordon's bad news, Sam. And Sam's like, okay. And Dean is with Gordon, and Dean trauma dumps a little bit, but it's okay because Gordon trauma dumps back to him. And they talk about the vampire nest. Sam gets kidnapped and by the vampires, brought to the vampire nest, and the vampires are like, hey, we're good people, actually. Please leave us alone. Sam goes, then they bring him back to his home, his motel, and Dean and Gordon are like, where were you? And Sam's like, Dean, I need to talk to you alone, please. And he's like, Dean, we need to leave these vampires alone. And Gordon's like, fuck that. And they, before all this, there was a vampire killed by them at some point. Oh, because they saved Gordon's life. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. He almost got cut in half, but he didn't. Sam's able to lead them back to the vampire nest because he memorized the directions they were going when he was blindfolded in the car. They find the nest, but Gordon already did, and he's torturing the vampire girl. And Dean and Sam fuck him up a little bit, free the vampire girl, and they leave him tied to a chair in the house. And Dean's like, I'll call somebody in like a day or two for you. And at the end of the episode, Dean is faced with the dramatic realization that maybe they've been killing people who don't deserve to die.
Did you mention that Lenore left?
No, I forgot that.
I don't remember if Haley mentioned, but the vampire who's getting tortured, her name is Lenore, and they end up getting her to leave. Well, they end up taking her, like, outside.
Yeah,
and
Sam, like, carries her off.
He carries her off, and I can't remember if they, like, actually show us her leaving, because I wasn't paying enough attention.
I don't think they did. They just...
They were like, she's fine. She'll figure it out. One part of the torture is Gordon being like, see, she wants human blood because he dripped some of Sam's on her.
Yeah.
And then she just calms down and is fine. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh. Then she leaves.
Yeah. She's like, no. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's my summary. And I think I did a bang-up job because that's the whole episode. Also, Dean tells Sam to punch him.
Yeah.
And he says rain check, so I'll be waiting for that rain check.
Sure.
Notes?
Notes.
Haley's notes.
Woo.
Classic girl running through forest opener, because it literally opens up with the girl who gets decapitated. It's her running through the forest, being chased by, we know now, Gordon.
But he was dressed. First of all, he has a hook that he never uses again, from what I can tell, and he also was like dressed in like, huh?
He had a hook?
Yeah, that's what he cut her with. It was like a scythe.
Oh, okay.
And he was also dressed in like black robes.
That's something else.
And he never wore those in the rest of the episode. So I guess they just were trying to really conceal that it was him, but like,
right,
without like just hiding his face and body like in the shadows. It was night. It was weird choice. Go off.
Tree trunk on the ground moment, which is fucking classic horror movie shit. Like, oh no, I've tripped over this tree trunk. Now I'm gonna get caught. Yeah. Really good moment we just had together. My next note is that I'm obsessed with this cop's mustache. The sheriff had a really good stash going. Like, it was fucking classic. It was a good one. My next note is Dean is so stupid. So stupid is written in all capitals.
He's so stupid.
He's just so fucking stupid, guys.
We just can't let these guys do disguises.
He just can't do anything. Then I have Dean Silence of the Lambs ref, because of course Dean loves Silence of the Lambs.
I think there were a few in this one.
No, he just made a lot of them in that one moment.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I meant by a few. Like, he makes
no, you were right. There is a few, because Ellen brings up Hannibal Lecter later.
There's just, like, a few in rapid succession, as Dean sometimes does, where it's, like, a bunch of pop culture references, and you're like, okay, like, spread them out a little bit, buddy.
Yeah.
We get it. We
He's
like movies.
Funny. Movies raised him more than his father did, so...
That's fair.
I wrote, I think we should have more Sam weak stomach moments, because when Sam is like, so when they look in the mouth of the head, Dean is like, okay, Sam, you do it. And Sam's like, why? And Dean's like, you do it. And Sam's like, okay. And he's like, he asks Dean for a bucket, and Dean's like, oh, did you find something? And Sam's like, no, I'm going to throw up. So I think that we should have more Sam weak stomach moments, because I think that's a really good character trait for him. My next note is, you know how hunters talk? No, we don't actually. I love the fact that Dean and Sam are purposely left out of hunter circles.
Which is so funny, and I assume it's because of John, because...
Like, John protecting them from it or something?
I think it was him trying to, and also he's, like, even for hunters, he was very intense. Yeah. So, like, I can see other people distancing themselves from the crazy guy trying to kill a demon, because demons are very hard to hunt in this world until, season 4 or whatever, when they stop being hard to hunt. Yeah. But I do think that buys into my Hunters Discord.
Yes, I was going to bring it up! I was going to say, I literally wrote, so I wrote, Dean and Sam being purposely left out of circles, Discord server secret channel. I think that
I love the secret channel.
There's literally, like, I think not only a secret channel, there's probably, like, an entire, like, you know how you can have folders?
Oh, yeah, like the categories?
Yeah, the categories. There's, like, an entire category that Sam and Dean are not allowed into.
So true, so true.
And, like, one of it's just for, like, selfies or something.
But, like, it's not even all necessarily, like, related to them talking about Sam and Dean. It's just like people don't want them to see them having conversations.
Exactly. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like
people fucking hate them.
Sam and Dean are like, wow, why does nobody post in the selfie channel? Like, it's just me and just us boys in there. But it's because they only fucking use the private one that they can't access.
Screaming, that's so funny. Oh, I love it.
So, really good. My next note, HATRUSA moment? Because Gordon said, I'll see you on the flip side. And I went, I'm sorry. The flip side? So I wrote,
Our
on
side?
the flip side. That's my thing. We say that in HATRUSA. That wasn't
Insanity.
on purpose. Taya asked me if I stole it from Supernatural, and I was like, Taya, I didn't even remember this episode existed. So, anyway, why was Dean not closing his mouth while he chainsawed that vamp? Dean?
Oh,
Ew.
God.
You're gross. Sam saying only Dean gets to call him Sammy, and then I wrote pleading, like pleading emoji. I just like that. Yep. That makes me soft.
Mm-hmm.
Sibling moments. Then I have him calling his sister beautiful, him being Gordon. I forgot his name. Gordon calling his sister beautiful after Dean apologizes for his loss was weird as shit.
It was just kind of weird.
Yeah, and I guess, like, contextually it makes sense if you, like, take in the fact that he killed her. And, like, he's saying that she was beautiful, like, when she was a human and not a vampire.
It was just a little weird.
And I mean, like, you can call your sibling beautiful, but it was just weird because Dean was like, I'm sorry about your sister, and Gordon just went, she was beautiful. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Huh?
The way Gordon said it was just like, okay.
It's like, that's not what I said, but thanks. Dean being like, Sam doesn't know, but I'm not dealing well. Yeah, he does.
We all know, bitch.
Like, Dean, you're not subtle. I don't know if you
You're
knew
not
this,
subtle,
Dean.
And Sam mentioned it during the last episode.
Yeah, like, we all know. Literally everybody knows. The fakeness of those vamp teeth, oh my fucking god.
More bad CGI. Bad CGI.
When does the bad CGI ever end? Will we know?
I don't think so.
Join us on the next episode as we have HATRUSA to find out. My next note is, oh my god, Supernatural has Cullen-type vegetarians. And I drew a little heart. Because, what the fuck? And then, next one is kidnapped, bagged head Sam moments with another little heart. And then after that, Dean said Supernatural, end of podcast. It was really nice knowing all of you. It was really great doing this for 20-something episodes, but the podcast is over because Dean said Supernatural. So we can stop. Then I have, when I said Twilight at the end of the last episode, I didn't mean that I wanted vegetarian vampires in weird not-sibling relationships.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mean literally, guys.
It was a little weird with Eli and Lenore. It was hard to tell what their vibe was.
Yeah, they didn't kiss, but there was a scene where they were definitely gonna.
It was just a little bit strange. And I also wanted to say that I just checked, and Twilight came out in 2005. So Twilight would have been written before 2005, right. But it's also totally feasible that they both just, like, independently came up with, like, vegetarian vampires who are,
right.
like, trying their best.
Right.
I guess.
I mean, that's definitely... Did vegetarian vampires exist before Twilight? Like,
I don't
was that
fucking know.
Was there ever a popular media that did that?
I don't know. I don't know.
I would love to know. I just realized that Supernatural is older than Fallout 3, and that fucked me up just now realizing that.
I'm sorry. Rip.
Anyway. Dead man's blood, bitch. Which was really funny because before he said that, he had the knife coated with blood, and I went, oh, dead man's blood. Because I am too into this show, not in the sense that, like, I fucking love this show, just like I know too much. I have too much knowledge. Dean's face while he realizes Gordon is insane was pretty good. He was just kind of standing there looking at him with this, like, face. And, like, his expression did not change while he was talking, and it was kind of funny. I just realized I have not used my one. I would like to use my one a little bit late. It's about way early in the episode, like in the car in the beginning. He looked very handsome and pretty.
I mean, he did, and you commented on it then. I thought it was going to be when he stared at us for a solid 5 seconds at the end.
No, that was weird and uncomfortable. I didn't like it.
I thought maybe the lighting. I don't know.
No, the lighting wasn't even good. It was scary.
They had that like flare effect, which the like camera flare.
But it was scary.
I guess so.
My next note is I am just sitting here. Taya said that. Taya said that twice in the last 5 minutes of the episode because it just like
It was
kept
a lot.
going. We were like, oh, there's only 4 minutes left, and like that 4 minutes somehow felt like 10.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have Dean's "We can go" after so like when they're in the house and they're like about to leave Gordon. Dean like punches him and like kicks him before they actually leave him. And after one of the punches or kicks or something, whatever he did, he just goes, "We can go now." And like you can hear the smile in his voice, and it was very funny. Then my last note is, why are you looking at me? Because the episode ends with like a 30-second shot of Dean Winchester staring directly at us, and it was very unsettling.
Like a tight close-up, a very tight close-up.
Like just his face, eyes. Like it was not. I didn't like it. It was uncomfortable.
Wasn't my favorite.
It wasn't my favorite thing that they've done. And that's all my notes today.
Sure. So, in the lore library, I have nothing new to add about vampires. Just, these ones are vegetarian and they eat cows or cow blood, and they think it's gross. Like, that's it.
Cow blood is gross. Make it noted. Because Eli specifically says that they choke on cow blood. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like, that's all I've got. That's truly all I have for lore. So I did want to mention real quick, Supernatural. You did a bad with this one. And with
yeah, I
Gordon.
meant to bring that up in the notes and I forgot to.
So as far as Haley and I can remember, this is the first major black male character we've had in the show. The other ones that we can remember were all minor characters who only kind of gave exposition, and then there was the dead father of Dean's love interest in Route 666. I should have looked up her name. I forget what it is.
I want to say it was Andrea, but that doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right. And so he's dead. Not great. And all his friends end up dead too, because I think that was like what the ghost was doing.
I just tried to Google Dean's ex-girlfriend's Supernatural. And the first thing that showed up was
Lisa?
a Wikipedia page for Dean and Lisa, and it's making me look at this picture, and I'm gonna cry. Stop it.
Anywho.
Look at this picture.
Anywho.
I hate living.
What is her... No, what is her name? What's her name?
Cassie.
I'm looking at them, but... Cassie?
Yeah.
Okay. Cassie is... So our black characters right now that are named and major, quote-unquote, are Cassie and Missouri. Cassie's not coming back. Missouri's gonna come back only for exposition. So Gordon is our first black male character, and he is... All the hunters are violent, but he's very explicitly, like, unhinged and dangerous, and hunters are told to stay away from him.
Yeah.
And we really didn't, like, there's no reason to have your, like... From what we can remember, there are 3 black men in this show. And
so, can I follow up for you on that one?
Yeah.
So, I just Googled black characters in Supernatural. Okay? I have found an article from 2013 on ladygeekgirl.wordpress.com, so I believe this is just somebody's blog. And the title of the blog is Supernatural Racist?
Yes.
Because it lists, so I'm going to read this verbatim. Here are Supernatural's characters of color: Missouri Mosley, Tamara and Isaac, Cassie, Rufus Turner, Uriel, Raphael, Gordon, Jake Talley, Victor Henriksen, Kevin Tran, and Mrs. Tran. Taya just left the call for some reason. I don't know what just happened. Taya, are you okay? Update, I can't hear Taya. I still can't hear you.
Hello?
Oh, I can hear you.
There we go.
Hi.
Sorry.
So, out of those, I think, isn't Jake Talley is the psychic kid.
Yes, Jake Talley's psychic. Rufus is the older hunter.
I love Rufus.
Cassie and Missouri are both black.
I forgot about Rufus, and I'm sorry, Rufus, because I do love you.
I remembered Rufus, I just didn't remember his name. But of those names, the ones I recognize, meaning they're important enough that I know are black, there's 5.
Right.
Of them, 3 of them are men. Of those men, 2 of them are extremely violent and try to kill Sam or succeed in killing Sam.
Yeah, like Raphael is obviously one of the archangels, and he is first a black man, and then he has a female vessel as well, and she is also black. And then Uriel is also an angel, and he is also, yes. So
yeah, I honestly didn't see as much of the angel season, so I don't remember them as well.
That's super fair. But still, all of these, I'm pretty sure all of them are like, except for Rufus, antagonists. Or at least antagonistic.
Yeah, Raphael is power hungry. I'm skimming this super fast. It's just not good.
I think Uriel was okay, but
it's the fact that they don't have any black characters, specifically black male characters, who like aren't like a really dangerous stereotype and a really harmful stereotype. Like they
except
don't just
for
have
maybe
a black
Rufus.
Character. Yeah, but the problem with
Rufus
is
dies.
Like, I mean, to be fair, I think they all die.
Yeah,
which, again,
but still...
not good. That's a different thing that's not good. But it's like, that's 1 of 4?
Yeah.
That's only 25%, and that's like, it's really not good. And when I had that realization during the episode, just like everything that Gordon did was just like, he uses the word bitch very violently against women in a way that other characters in the show, they'll say bitch, and occasionally Dean will do it. Like, he'll call a woman a bitch angrily, but most of the time when they're saying it, they're saying son of a bitch, or it's like directed at Dean or Sam. Yeah. But he's like saying it to a woman that he's torturing. Like, everything just felt very like, this is a stereotypical violent, dangerous black man, and it was like, this is really bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
It's not good. You did a bad one, Supernatural.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't great.
No.
And we can't even say do better, because you're already gone.
You're gone and you didn't do better. I'm pretty sure there
better.
Was criticism of the show for a very long time about how it treated its people of color. Like,
right.
Maybe not when it was first airing, but by the time it was 2012, 2015 even, because they were going until 2020, like, they could have done something in the last few seasons. What?
The fact that they went till 2020.
Oh, I know. It's I don't want to really hammer. I mean, it's important to talk about, and it's just like...
It's important to talk about, but also we are not black.
Neither of us are black, so I don't want to, like, overstep. It's just, like, when you're watching the episode, it's kind of hard to not think about the fact that this is the first black man we've had on the show who wasn't, like, either an unnamed background character who gave them, like, a few sentences of exposition, or violently killed in a hate crime.
Yeah.
A ghostly hate crime. Like,
ghostly hate... God.
That's
Ghost hate crime!
Yeah. I guess there's a few important things in this episode, like the idea... First of all, Dean not dealing, and then monsters maybe not killing them indiscriminately, but it's so... Everything about Gordon is so bad that I almost want to just say scrap the episode.
Yeah.
It makes me really uncomfortable.
Like, yeah. Scrap the episode, keep the plot, fix it somehow?
I don't even know, like, would just, like, making him a white man be better? I don't know.
Right, because then you just don't have... Man...
Yeah, let's move on. I'm sorry.
Let's move on.
That's all I had to say about this episode, because it's boring.
I will link this blog to you, because, I mean, I was just scrolling it, and it's pretty solid. Oh,
yeah, for sure. I want to look at it.
Maybe we can post it.
Yeah.
Give this 9-year-old blog some heat. Update. I think the blog is actually closed forever. But you know what? It's fine. We're still going to give it some heat. Crack shipping. I thought a lot about this.
Oh, okay.
Because there are some that are there, but it's too easy. Like, you could say Dean and Gordon. No, that's not good. No, that's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I raise you Lenore and Sam.
Hey.
Because they have that tender moment where she does not kill him, and he, and
True.
he picks her up and carries her to safety. And also, we know for a fact that this is not Sam's first monster girl that he connects with for a minute. So,
Sure.
that's something. Brought to you by. Today's episode was brought to you by Back in Black by ACDC. AC-DC. ACDC.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You had, I was trying to talk about the episode, and as soon as that song came on, you were only thinking
screaming
about Back in Black. It was really funny, actually.
I don't even like AC/DC. I just know it so much because it's like my mom's favorite fucking band ever, and my parents basically met because of AC/DC.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's not why they met, but like that's why they started dating.
Yeah.
So like I have heard that story probably like 5 times throughout my life, and so AC/DC is just constantly ever present. Yeah, my mom tells it a lot.
That's not many, Haley.
No, but it's more than
20s.
One.
I guess.
It's more than one, which is a lot.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Okay. So my brought to you by is Funny Car Graveyard by Lee Rocker, because I'm obsessed with that name.
I kind of wish that was my legal name.
Right? It's really good.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's good. Fave wiki.
So my favorite thing on the wiki is in the trivia section, and it's that it was actually in this episode that Jared Padalecki broke his hand. He fell wrong on his hand in the scene where Sam is hit over the head with a telephone.
God bless America.
I just think it's so funny that, first of all, Sam, like, to be fair, he was outnumbered, but he does get knocked out by a hotel telephone.
Yeah.
And then, like, all he had to do was fall to the floor, and he broke his hand, and that's such a mood, because one time at dance, I did, like, a leap to the floor, and you, like, roll to stand, and I put my hand down wrong when I stood up, sprained my pinky.
Oh my god.
What? Stupid.
Mine is, Eli's actor looks familiar to me, and I was trying to figure out why. Here's why. Ty Olsson, the actor that later plays Benny Lafayette in season 8, plays Eli, who makes his first appearance at the 7:10 mark. Ironically, both characters he plays are vampires of a similar type, ones that don't feed on humans, though Eli feeds on cows while Benny feeds on bagged blood. How did they just
it's
like
so
remember?
funny because there's been a bunch of actors who have come back on Supernatural,
right?
And a lot of them come back as different characters, and it's so funny to me.
But like a lot of them though, like I feel like this is one of the most prominent ones because Benny plays like a fucking like a relatively major role, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
also like I know when they say bagged blood, it's like kind of like in My Babysitter's Vampire when it's like blood people have donated.
Yeah.
That's still human blood though.
Yeah, it's still human blood, but he doesn't hurt humans to get it though.
Yeah, I know. It's just like
oh, but it does refer to it as a yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy in here.
It is.
My rating, I didn't know what to do with this one. I know usually my ratings aren't based on anything, but I've rated this one veggie vamp out of 10.
Oh.
Because, see, the other, like, last week was Everybody Loves a Clown, and that was rated 2 out of 10, and I liked this one less than that one.
Mm-hmm.
But not enough to give it something lower than 1.
Yeah.
So 1.
Okay. On IMDb, this has an 8.3.
That's too high.
Most people really, really love this one. People really like this season in general. But personally, there's only one review in here that matters to me.
Okay.
And it's an 8 out of 10. Great plot, horrible setting. Warning, spoilers. I absolutely loved this episode. The beginning scene with Dean and Sam and Baby was amazing.
Dean and Sam and Baby?
In Baby.
Oh,
I
thought it said and Baby.
No. However, the setting was all messed up. I live in Red Lodge, MT, and I was excited that they were going to do an episode there. Unfortunately, they got everything wrong. It's like they did not do any research. Instead, they just chose a town in Montana and added what they thought would be in the town. Oh, well.
Oh my God.
That's what you get for getting hopes up.
Wait, so they weren't in Florida?
Huh?
They weren't in Florida. Well, that's all for today, folks.
Thanks for listening to this short episode of HATRUSA. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, leave a rating. We could always use the help. Ring the bell. Tell your friends. Tell your family. If you want to see this blog post, we'll post it on Twitter about the characters of color, if you would like it. Yeah, thanks for listening and all that.
Hey, Taya.
Hey, Haley.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
How do you feel about zombies? That's not the right answer.
Oh, okay. What's the right answer?
The right answer is, oh my fucking god, I love zombies so fucking much. Zombies are my favorite fucking thing in the world. Holy shit.
Is that you?
Yes.
Okay.
So, this episode better fucking be good, because we need a good one.
We need a good one.
Zombies, don't let me down. And we'll catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.